Okay, so where does that leave us? Well, knowing that a competitor bought a keyword isn't good enough. It's good, right? It's better than what existed in 2005 before we launched Google Spy. It's not enough for us to say something's profitable. It's not enough for us to say, hey, let's just blatantly copy this because it's clearly a good thing. In fact, what a competitor is doing may be just stupid. It may be misleading. We need an antidote. So the first antidote is time. The longer a competitor has been advertising on a keyword, the better. It's fairly simple. It's fairly straightforward. What that does is it eliminates all these unprofitable reasons that they might be buying a keyword. Now, I fall asleep at the wheel, right? I've admitted that. But I don't fall asleep at the wheel forever. I go back and I look at the AdWords account and if I'm making a mistake, I'll change it. It just may take me more than what is normal, what rational people should take. But eventually, I wake up. It also eliminates the inconclusive data. At some point on that long tail keyword, you're going to get enough volume that you can make a decision. You're going to get 100 clicks, and you're going to say, well, that worked or it didn't work. Eventually, the stuff that sucks, that you're only making, you can only justify $1 per click, and you're paying $2 per click, and no matter how hard you try and how much you tweak your stuff, it's still, maybe you only got to $1.80, right? It still just sucks enough that, it's not profitable for you, so you end up not doing it anymore. And eventually, you get rid of the randomness, right? You get, after 7 months of saying Florist Express sucks, I eventually, got bored of it, or I don't know, maybe my girlfriend stopped caring, and so, that's what I did, right? The other thing that we look for is consistency and recency. Recentness, I guess is probably the word. We want them to be advertising on the same keyword over and over and over again, and we want them to be doing it this month rather than 6 months ago. Obviously, that's more important. The other antidote is money, right? Money accelerates the effective time. So if you're looking at a keyword that costs $100 a day versus a keyword that costs $10,000 a day, everything's going to speed up, right? You can't just sit around and fall asleep on the wheel on a $10,000 a day keyword. You will lose all of your money, and you'll probably lose your job. You'll either lose your money or you'll lose your job. One of the two will happen. If my competitor's brand costs me, $1,000 a day, I might not buy it for vanity reasons, right? If that floristexpress.net keyword cost me, $100 a day, there's pretty much no way that I would have bought it, right? It was like maybe $1 a day, so whatever, who cares? So money accelerates the effective time. Finally, we have activity. So when we see somebody making changes to their ad copy, adding and removing keywords, and managing their bids, we know that they're actually not asleep at the wheel, right? In order to do those things, you have to log into AdWords, which means you have to be looking and managing your account. I think that the falling asleep at the wheel thing is probably the biggest, and maybe it's because I identify with it, but I think it's one of the biggest sort of overlooked things, right? And so we go out of our way to try to eliminate that in SpyFu. And so we look at changes in ad copy, adding and removing keywords, and we say, they're not asleep at the wheel. They're actually making active decisions.